Alright folks, thank you for tuning in and welcome for coming back here again. I've been telling you all I was going to do another video, or a video about the old faithful drum dial. This is it. Among other things this video is going to have in it. The video is mainly focused on this, but I got some other crazy shit to tell you about. The craziness here, as if it ain't been bad enough, the craziness in this life and this family goes on. So there's a little bit more about it in this video. The patrons already know about all of it. I can't remember how much I recorded about it, but I'll include it in this video toward the end of it. Anyway, it's the drum dial. There's big channels out there with millions of subscribers. Got this thing wrong and are telling you the wrong information, man. I'll show you here what you get. Thank you to the guy that sent me this. You know who you are. It comes packed really nice. I don't know if I can tell you his name or not, so I'm not going to. I think he asked me not to tell him. Now, some of these that you buy, I'm holding it up here to show you what it looks like. Hopefully the camera's focusing on that. Some of these that you buy, all of them you got to calibrate. Some of them comes with a little square piece of glass, and that glass is flat, so you can set the drum dial. It's got a little arm up on the bottom here. See that? So you set that down. It's got little screws here that you calibrate it with. Maybe one on the back. No, just these two right here, right on the top of it. But you can calibrate on any table, like a table saw. You could use that table. It's flat. You could use a level, just a level. Set it down on a level. That's flat. But this one didn't come with a piece of glass. A lot of the newer ones do now. This is a brand new one, so I don't know why there wasn't any glass in it. Anyways, it's okay. I appreciate the guy sending it to me, and I'm very thankful to you for it. Thank you, man. A lot of these big channels with hundreds of thousands of subscribers, even millions, I've seen them, man. They'll tell you, you go around a banjo head or a drum head and measure how tight or loose it is. Say if it's 90, they say, I tune my head to 90 pounds or 90 square foot pounds. I've heard them say that before. All kinds of wrong shit, man. Now, I told this on a Patreon video. I got several buddies that plays drums, very good drummers. So I called one of them up and asked him if he ever used one of these. He laughed. He said, yeah, I used them for years, almost every day. And he explained to me, I'm going to explain to you, he explained to me how it worked and what it actually measures and how it measures it and what the information you can gather from that measurement. Okay? So I thanked him. We got ready to hang up, and he said, now here's the number to so-and-so drummer. He can tell you everything you want to know about it. And this drummer that he gave me the number to, I told the patrons, you probably got records and CDs in your collection of this guy playing drums on them with someone. And he played in some big bands too. Anyways, I called the guy up, told him who I was. He had heard of my YouTube channel, actually. And he told me almost exactly the same thing that my friend had told me. Okay? Almost identical information that my friend told me. I thanked him, told him it was nice to finally get to meet him, kind of meet him over the phone. He gave me yet another contact drummer. And I called this third person up. I didn't know him, but he was a nice guy, and we got talking about it and explaining it, and I was telling him about how these big YouTube channels measures it in foot square pounds and micrometers and just all kinds of shit. Some of them's way out there, man. And they swear up and down that's what this measures. And you can't tell them or argue with them because they have so many subscribers and followers. Kind of like Trump's brainwashed people. But I'm going to tell you exactly what these three people told me that use one of these nearly every day for years and years and years. I'm going to tell you, explain it to you just like they explained it to me. So hold on, we'll move in. I'll get a banjo and move in the other room here, and I'll tell you all about it. Hold on. Okay, folks, real simple and quickly, I'm going to tell you how this drum dial works. Now, I've seen big channels on YouTube say that this is pounds. You're measuring pounds. 88 pounds, it says. This head's kind of loose on this banjo. 88 pounds. I don't know if you can see it or not. 87 pounds. It's not pounds. I've heard it all kinds of shit, man. Per square foot, per square inch, pounds per square inch. It's not pounds at all. It's thousandths of an inch is what this thing measures. You got a tiny little hand right there that tells you how many times this goes around. You know, when this goes around one time, that little hand will move to 1. Okay? Now, the way it works, like I said, this head's loose on this banjo. Right there it's reading 88. And this is an arch top banjo, so I can't measure it clear out here. Well, I guess I could. But to get an accurate reading, because it's an arch top, I got to set this inward a little bit. So there's 88. There's 87. 88 again. 89. 88. And 80. Two purposes. One is to get your hoop evenly tightened all the way around. You got all these brackets, same on the drum, and it's to get them, they should measure evenly all the way around. I'm betting you this head might be busted by it being so loose right there. That says, oh, that's 90. I thought it said 80. Okay, it's tighter there. 90. Let's just use that. 90 thousandths, okay? Like I said, this head's kind of loose. 90 thousandths means, basically, this head will move 10 thousandths. If that read 80 thousandths, that means the head can move 20 thousandths. If it read 70 thousandths, that means the head, that's getting really loose, can move 70 thousandths inches of movement right there. I don't know if you can see that little bit of movement or not. I can see it here where I am. So you can tell the head's very loose on this. When you get up around 93 or 94 or 5, that head is getting up to around a B or a B flat or A sharp note. And you can check that by muting the strings. It's actually an A. And your fourth string, you know, to match the note the head is. That's an A, but there again, like I said, that's not tight for an arch top banjo. But my point is, use this to get it even all the way around. You should read this the very same thing. This head does not. See, that's 88 there. 88. 88. It's pretty close. There's 89. 88. And about 88 there. So it's pretty close to being even. So what does that mean? That means 12 thousandths of movement. Now, you know, there's a point where in electronics, what do we used to call it? I forget, but different size heads and different thicknesses of heads and different amounts of frosting applied to the head, or heads without frosting at all. There's a tolerance. That's what I'm trying to think of. There's a little tolerance level there. We used to use that terminology in electronics. That's all I can think of to tell you. There's a little tolerance there depending on the thickness of the head, the size of the head. This is 11 inch from in diameter. So the size of the head, the thickness of the head, how much frosting, whether it even has frosting or not, all that stuff's going to, you're going to have a little tolerance level there. It may not be exactly, but it's pretty close, within 1/1000th of an inch. So if this read 80, that means this head can move 20/1000ths, and that's about all it moves. Of course, it's reading 88 mostly, but that's how that works. All these channels telling you it's pounds per square inch. It's not pounds at all. It is not pounds at all. When you get these, sometimes some of them you get comes with a piece of glass. Okay, just a little square piece of glass. You set this down on that glass and calibrate it. This one didn't come with that. Thank you to the guy that sent me this. You know who you are. I don't know if I can say your name. Maybe it had glass in it and he kept it. I don't know. I don't really care, because I can level it, on a saw table, which is flat, or even just a level like this. And take a level just like this, a regular old level, and calibrate it. It's not calibrated. But anyways, you get my point, man. You got to calibrate it first. This one's not I thought I calibrated it, but it's been a day or two, so it may have slipped out. Well, whatever this reads on your head, banjo or drums, to keep it simple, if you are as tight as 90,000th reading on this, and it's calibrated, that means that head will move 10/1000ths of an inch. That's all it means. So there you go. That's a drum dial explained. I had, I had 4 gentlemen now to take the time to explain. All 4 of them told me the very exact same thing. 3 of them were drummers and 1 was a banjo player. And all 4 guys told me this exact same thing. So, take it for what it's worth. I believe them, and I think they're right. And I hope it helps you. Hold on. Okay, now here is another portion of the video separate from all that. I hope that helps you, by the way. I've been telling you guys, I mentioned several of my videos about women wanting to move in here with me, okay? 2 of them's married. 2 is not married, and now I've got a 3rd one that's not married, and another one been here after that. But anyway, she's not married either. The patrons already know all about this. I got up here on July the 11th. Patrons already know this, but I'm going to tell you too, some of it. I got up on July the 11th, 2024, just like I always do. Got up, put on a pot of coffee, started mingling around, went to the bathroom, just piddling around, waking up, pulling the blinds open. Always close them at night. We always do that because there's so many people around here. But I got up that Thursday morning, I think it was, on July 11th, I think was a Thursday, and came right in here. I got my cup of coffee, come in here and sat down. I always, not always, but most mornings, get on YouTube or Google and, watch the news and the weather and catch up on everything that's going on in the world, Almost every day, not every day, but I did that day. So I turn on the computer and sip my coffee, sit here, light a cigarette, pull this blind right behind me open, just pulled it up, and I can see the front porch from this blind right here. And as soon as I pulled it up, first thing, I don't know why, I looked over there at the front porch, I saw blonde hair, and I thought, what the hell? I figured it might have been from a party across the road or up the street and someone lost their way or whatever. I was kind of pissed off about it. Wake up and find some chick camped out on my front porch. So I immediately stomp out there, jerked the door open. I guess I made a lot of noise, and the noise I made woke her up. She raised up, and when she looked at me, I realized I know her. Hadn't seen her for like 12 years or 10 years, or maybe 15 even. She was one of my daughter's friends. She was one of my daughter's friends years ago. So she'd been here before, years and years ago. Anyways, she was strung out big time, man. And I said, what the hell? What are you doing on my front porch, man? I haven't seen you for a decade or more. She said, I just got to go to the bathroom, got to go to the bathroom. I wasn't going to let her in the house, man. I don't know where she's been or what she did. And I said, okay, but I want to know what this is all about. So I let her in. She goes to the bathroom, then there about 10 minutes. Seemed like a long time. Came back down the hallway, came around the corner. I had gone to the living room, took my coffee and went in there after I let her in. And she came around the corner and was butt naked, man, carrying her clothes in her hands. And I said, what the hell, woman? She said, I got to lay down. She said, I've got to lay down. She was out of her mind, man. She wasn't just tired. She was tired and wore out too, I could tell. Probably hadn't ate in days. I felt sorry for her. I said, well, lay down. There's a blanket right there. Pull that down on you and just rest. But I said, you can't stay here. You're not going to stay here. And that just went through her, man, like a bullet. So she lays down there. I let her lay there probably 4 hours, maybe 5 hours. It was getting up into the evening. And I'm thinking, you know, I got to get rid of this woman, man. I don't want her staying here with me. Couldn't get her awake. She'd wake up, talk a little bit, and her head would just fall. And when she did talk, I couldn't even understand what she was saying. Barely, now and then, pick something up. So I got tired of that pretty fast. I dialed 911, told them, I said, hey, I got a person here, refuses to leave. I can't even keep her conscious long enough to talk to her about leaving. So, just in a few minutes, officers came down. And they got her awake, got her out here, took her out. And, you know, that just messes your whole day up when you wake up to something like that, man. Well, the next day, same thing. I get up, I pour myself coffee, start opening the blinds, go in there, set my coffee down, pull this blind up, look out to see blonde hair out there again. Man, they hadn't even been 24 hours yet. So I go stomping out there again. There, it was the same chick, man. I told you guys about women wanting in there, but I didn't even go out there that time. I thought, man, this shit got to stop, you know. All the others, I told them no, and they at least backed off a little bit. So I just picked my phone up, dialed 911 again, told them who I was, where I was. I'd called yesterday, had a person removed. I said, we're right back in the same boat. She's here again, beating on my windows and walls and doors, you know, and smoking something out there. I said, you know, I don't know what she might burn the place down. She did burn her mother's place down and admitted to it. I don't know what led up to that and caused it, but an hour went by. No officer showed up. I called 911 again. I said, man, you know, she burned her mom's house down. For all I know, she could be out there planning to burn mine down because I had her sent to jail. And I didn't know more than hardly hang up. Police car pulled in. Took her down, cuffed her, took her down to the car, read the rights. Then he came back up on the porch and was doing something. I went out there, and there was these little strips of Subutex, I think it's called. There was a sandwich baggie full of them, and he had 3 in his hand that had been opened, and there was one on the floor. I said, there's another one right there. So she must have did 4 of those out there and smoked something. He gathered all that stuff up and took it. Well, tomorrow will make 3 weeks. The second time he took her. She's still in jail. Today is the last day of July. It's July 31st, 2024, and she's still in jail. They have to have a pre-trial, and maybe several of them, before they can have the main trial. So, you know, I told the cop, I said, wow, I didn't know all this shit was out here piled up in my driveway. She had cigarette butts all over the porch floor where she'd smoke and just put it out on the floor and leave the butt lay there. Candy and cakes, big tall glasses of soda, just all kind of crap. I had to pick it up the first day after he took her away. Had to pick it all up the second day, and I put latex gloves on. Like I say, I don't know where she's been, what she's been doing. And I was very careful picking the stuff up and putting it in her boxes. There's stacks of boxes in my driveway, man. Still yet, 3 weeks later, there's a big screen, flat screen TV out there. I did leave it on the porch so it would be out of the rain and weather, but it's probably blown in there and got it. I don't know how many mornings I went out there and the lids would be off of those big plastic bins. I'll show them to you if I haven't showed you already in this video. And I don't know, 3 or 4 times the lids were off and I put the lids back on. I never went through the shit or anything, but the wind didn't blow them off, because the wind blew like hell here several days, and I watched them close. No lids came off. Someone took those lids off. They seen that shit piled up out there, took the lids off. God only knows what they took out of there or found in there. So that's been going on here at the house. Figured I would share that with you. I've been up front with you guys about everything. You know, I lost my mom, I lost my daughter, I lost my wife. It's been 1.5 years since she's left now. So, you know, I've been honest with you guys about everything that's going on here. And then I'm going to go ahead and share this with you too. About this chick. I haven't heard anything else or seen her, but I know, man, when she gets out of jail, she's going to come right straight back here again, because all of her shit's out in the driveway. She said, you're going to come back to get her shit. And I told that cop, I said, that's okay. But if she camps out on my front porch again, was up here beating on the windows and checks every door in the house to see if it's locked, I said, I'll be calling you again, dude. We'll call you again. He said, well, we'll deal with that if it happens, when it happens. But that's what's been going on here at the house. It never sleeps. Like I say, the patrons knew all about it a long time ago, and there's more to it. And there was another chick here after that. She had a car. She drove up here, and I didn't even go to the door. I thought, fuck these women, man. You know, I don't want a relationship right now. You know what I mean? I wish my wife would screw her damn head on and come home. That's what I wish, but it don't look like that's happening. Not in the last 1.5 years, it's not. But anyways, I was telling you the truth about the women. Like I say, 2 of them's married, 1 of them's rich. Said she'd give up everything and even take care of me. I could give up everything, wouldn't have to work. I said, I like to work. I don't want to quit working. Anyways, I hope the drum dial stuff helps you guys. And if there's anything else I was going to put in this video, I'll put it right here. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. I love you all from the heart. Thank you for keeping it here through all the shit. I love you. See you next time. I told the patrons about women trying to get in here, and about waking up and one passed out on my front porch in the swing. And this woman came to stay, as you can see. I've had to put the lids back on those blue bins several times, and I'm sure somebody's been into this shit. Tomorrow makes 3 weeks. Today's July 31st, 2024. Tomorrow makes 3 weeks, and right there on that bench is a big flat screen TV she brought. Magistrate's office said I have to take reasonable care of this. I said, I am not touching that. I don't know where she's been, what she's did. I wore latex gloves just to put the lids back on them every time I saw them off. The patrons know all about this. Yeah, I might have mentioned on YouTube about women trying to get in here with me, want to move in. Well, this one came with the intent of staying. She's in jail now still.